Karpoori Thakur, a two-time former Bihar Chief Minister who passed away in 1988, is back in the heart of political discourse after being honored with the Bharat Ratna, the country's highest civilian award. The award for Thakur has stirred up Bihar politics just months before the Lok Sabha election. Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar and his deputy Tejashwi Yadav have welcomed it, calling it an old demand. The RJD also rushed to claim credit for advocating the award for the socialist leader. But do you know that once RJD patriarch Lalu Yadav had refused to lend his vehicle to an unwell Thakur even for a brief while? Though the RJD called giving Bharat Ratna to Karpoori Thakur a poll gimmick, an incident from the 1980s would come as an embarrassment to the party and its patriarch Lalu Yadav. The incident that we are talking about is from 1980s. By then, Karpoori Thakur had served as a Chief Minister of Bihar twice. Karpoori Thakur was a leader of the opposition in the Bihar Legislative Assembly. Author Anuranjan Jha, in his book Gandhi Maiden Bluff of Social Justice, has penned down the incident that shows how Lalu Yadav treated the socialist veteran in the later years of his association with him. One day, while the Bihar Assembly was in session, Karpoori Thakur was very hungry and he wanted to go home for lunch. He was unwell too. Looking to get home quickly, Karpoori wrote a slip and sent a message requesting Lalu Yadav to lend him his jeep for a while. Lalu Yadav bluntly wrote back on the same slip, saying there was no fuel in his jeep. Lalu also told Karpoori that he had been the chief minister twice, thus he should have brought at least one car. Karpoori Thakur then replied to Lalu, saying, forget buying a car, he did not even have money for fuel. It was a time when the elected representatives in the states were not entitled to a government vehicle, unlike now. It was also the time of government control over industries that made buying a car a very big deal. The jeep in question was brought by Lalu Yadav in a military disposal auction in 1977 for Rs 5,000. Such was the simplicity of this Jan Nayak. Until he died in 1988, Karpoori Thakur never owned a car. Karpoori Thakur belonged to an extremely backward class, and he was among the first to matriculate from his village. He started his political career with India's freedom movement, and then participated in other Kisan movements and went on to shape the political future of Bihar. Karpoori Thakur's second tenure from 1977 to 1979 was the most interesting one, where he provided reservations for the extremely backward classes and the other backward classes in government jobs. He was the first one to push for the empowerment of the backward classes, which eventually set the tone for the Mandal Commission recommendations. Karpoori Thakur was the pioneer of the Karpoori Thakur formula, which gave 26% reservation to backward communities and classes in government services back in 1978. In Uttar Pradesh, Mulayam Singh Yadav of the Samajwadi Party also benefited electorally as part of the social engineering collusion in the late 1990s. Thakur lost much of his relevance in Bihar politics after the rise of his disciples Lalu Yadav, Nitish Kumar and Ramvilas Paswan. After each of them claimed their spot as champions of social justice and gained power, Thakur receded to the background. But riding on Thakur's legacy, the OBCs emerged as an influential political and electoral coalition, and regional parties like Lalu Yadav's RJD, Nitish Kumar's JDU and Ramvilas Paswan's LJP soared in Bihar politics.